What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing one of my favorite sneakers of the entire year, the Union Los Angeles Air Jordan 1s. Oh yeah, and did I mention that we're actually giving away a pair to one of you guys? Stay tuned. Before we jump into things, I want to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, StockX. StockX and I have partnered up this holiday season to give away one of the most hyped sneakers of the entire year and, in my personal opinion, one of the best, the Union Los Angeles Air Jordan 1s. So make sure to stay tuned till the end of the video to find out how you can win this pair of sneakers in your size. If you haven't already heard of StockX, which I'm sure by now you probably already have, so I'll keep this short, but StockX is the best place to go to buy and sell brand new sneakers. They have the best selection of brand new 100% authentic sneakers on the market, so whether you're looking for a brand new release that you missed out on or you're looking for that grail that you've been chasing down for years, StockX has you covered. So no matter what you're buying on StockX, whether it's the Union LA Jordan 1s or a brand new Rolex, you're guaranteed that what you're getting is in fact the real thing. So if you'd like to check out StockX for yourself, make sure to click the link in the description below, and if you'd like to find out how to win this pair of Union LA Jordan 1s, make sure to stay tuned till the end of the video. Before I really get deep into this review, I just want to say that this, for me, is sneaker of the year. I know that's not going to be true for everyone because I know a lot of people like the Element 87s and the Sean Witherspoon 1s and things like that, but you guys know I'm a die-hard Air Jordan 1 fan, and for me, this year, this is the best of the best. So with that being said, you probably already know what direction this review is going to take because this sneaker is about as good as it gets. This Air Jordan 1 is a collaboration between the brand Union Los Angeles and Air Jordan, and as I'm sure you could probably already tell, it looks like they took two different sneakers and just stitched them together. And that's sort of the whole idea behind this collaboration. The designers over at Union wanted this to look like a sneaker that had been worn so much that it just fell apart, and in order to keep it together and in order to keep wearing it, they took another sneaker and stitched it on top. This shoe was like an homage to the phrase, wear your sneakers. Even though this is a brand new sneaker, there's a lot of little details around the silhouette itself that are designed to look like it's a vintage product. And of course I'll get into all of those in just a second, but without further ado, here it is, the Union Los Angeles Air Jordan 1. Before we actually jump into the sneakers themselves, I think it's important for us to take a look at the box because what NRG and Union Los Angeles did to this box is really cool. The flip top of the box has the NRG collage, which features a lot of different famous advertising details and also original designs for other Air Jordan sneakers. This box top is not actually original to this Air Jordan 1 collaboration. It's been used on previous collaborations over the last couple months, but unlike those collaborations, if you look at the sides and the back of the box, you actually have a throwback to the original Air Jordan 1 box with the red and black Nike branding. It's a really great box for an awesome collaboration, and I just love how much effort and thought was put into this pair of sneakers. But actually jumping into the upper of the sneaker itself, around the edge of the toe, you've got this really nice storm blue leather panel. There were two Union Los Angeles Air Jordan 1 colorways to drop in this collaboration. This is obviously the storm blue and black and red or bread colorway that released exclusively with Union Los Angeles. And then there was also a black toe and white and gray colorway that released not only at Union, but also at Jordan brand retailers. Because of the fact that this storm blue and bread colorway released exclusively at Union Los Angeles, it is a little bit more limited. And to be honest, I would have been fine with either colorway, but for me personally, blue is one of my favorite colors, so because I had the choice, I went with this one. One of my favorite details on this collaboration is a pretty minor one, and that's the fact that every exposed edge of leather on the sneaker itself is actually aged to look yellow. And the reason I love that detail is one, because it fits in so well with the theme of the sneaker, and two, because it provides this really beautiful aesthetic contrast on the entire upper of the sneaker, which I just love. As you move up from this blue leather panel, you find this beautifully tumbled white leather toe. In addition to the leather just looking nice because of course it's tumbled, it also feels really soft to the touch, which means it's probably a nicer quality leather than what's usually used on Air Jordan sneakers. As you continue up the shoe, you get to more of these dark blue leather panels, and I've got to say this shade of blue, like this navy or storm blue, is by far my favorite shade of blue. I just love the way it looks. As some of you may have noticed on previous Air Jordan sneakers, these sort of outlining leather panels are never as tumbled as sort of these inner white panels here, and I'm not sure if this is true, this is totally just a guess, but I would assume that these panels aren't tumbled because they need to be a little bit stiffer to provide some more structure to the upper. Again, totally just a guess, but something I was thinking of when I was looking at this sneaker. Continuing up the shoe, you have these cream colored aged laces that sort of have a darker yellow on the edges. One thing that I've been asked a bunch and I've been wondering about since I first saw images of this sneaker online is whether these black laces up here are actually the same set of laces as these white laces or whether it's two different pairs of laces. And when I actually got these shoes in hand, I was surprised to find that it's actually the same exact lace. It turns out what Jordan Brand and Union Los Angeles did was actually dye the top half of the laces and leave the bottom half just an aged cream color. And I love that touch because it separates the upper half of the shoe and the bottom half of the shoe that much more. And if for some reason you're not a fan of this dope split colored lace, it also comes with a pair of Union Los Angeles yellow colored laces if you want to match the yellow accents. Another detail which I absolutely love on this shoe is that it looks like they not only stitch the outside of the sneaker together, but they also stitch the tongue together as well. So the bottom half of the shoe comes in white from the storm blue colorway, and then the top half comes in black from the bread colorway. And right down the middle of the tongue, you've got this really wide and almost hand-stitched looking yellow thread. I love this shoe so much, and that was a detail I didn't actually realize until I got the shoe in hand, and now that I've seen it, I just love this shoe even more. At the top of the tongue, you've got your black and red Nike Air tab, and then like some of Nike's previous collaborations, or the Nike Blazer, you actually have this unfinished edge around the edge of the tongue. Moving inside the shoe, you've got this black mesh sock liner, which is exactly the same as every other Jordan 1. And then rounding off the inside of the shoe, you've got another one of my favorite details, which show off the original design sketches for this sneaker. The left insole talks about the color changing on the laces, which originally was supposed to be two different laces stitched together, but now is dyed because I'm sure stitching two pairs of laces together is really expensive and really difficult to do. It also talks about the oxidized midsole and then the tongue being stitched together and having an unfinished edge. The right has a list of the attendees of the original design meeting, which were Chris, G, Frankie, JJ, B-Mitch, Pavali, and Scotty. Pavli? It might be Pavli. I don't know. It also talks about the different branding accents found around the sneaker. These same sketches are also printed on the paper inside the shoebox as well. As for fit, the Union Los Angeles Air Jordan 1s, even though they're two different sneakers stitched together, they still fit exactly like every other Jordan 1. For me, that's true to size. For you, it might be something different. If you've never tried on a pair of Jordan 1s before, what I would suggest before spending an exorbitant amount of money on this pair of sneakers here, go down to your local sneaker store, try on a pair of Jordan 1s first to make sure the sizing is right for you. Continuing back on the sneaker, you get to this beautifully tumbled white leather midfoot panel. One thing that kind of annoys me is that the tumbled leather midfoot panel on that shoe is actually a lot nicer than the tumbled leather midfoot panel on this shoe. This one's fine, I guess. It just feels a little bit more plasticky than that shoe, but it's not a big deal. Actually, the panel on the medial side even feels better than this side. That's annoying. It's really not a big deal, just something that I noticed. One thing I didn't notice until I got the shoe in hand is that the Nike swoosh is actually blue suede and not blue leather. I think that's a super cool detail and one that you wouldn't even notice until you see the sneakers up close. Continuing even farther back on the shoe, you get to the split upper. Of course, as I mentioned before, the split upper looks like it's held together with this wide yellow stitching. That stitching runs all the way around the back of the shoe and is just such a cool and unique detail. Just above the stitching, you've got this tiny yellow Union Los Angeles logo badge. And just above that, you've got this red tumbled leather panel with an oversized Jordan Wings logo. Unlike most Jordan 1s where this black ankle panel right here is usually made of leather, on the Union LA Jordan 1s they opted to use this really nice worn looking suede. That detail again is designed to look like the shoe is worn or that it's vintage, and I actually really love the way this detail looks. Moving around to the back of the sneaker, you find one of my favorite angles of the entire shoe, and that's because every single design detail from the sneaker all comes together on the heel. On the top you've got this black suede, then you've got your red tumbled leather, your yellow stitching, your white leather, your blue suede, and then more blue leather. I mean, honestly, it really is just a dope looking heel. I love the way it looks. Moving down on the sneaker, you get to this aged or oxidized looking cream colored midsole. It's the same Jordan 1 midsole that you have on every other pair, except this time around it looks a little bit older. And then finally moving to the bottom of the sneaker, you get to this storm blue Air Jordan 1 outsole. Overall, the Union Los Angeles Air Jordan 1 is one of my favorite Jordan 1s in my entire collection. The concept behind this sneaker is so cool and the execution is almost flawless. It's an incredible looking sneaker. This shoe is a little bit more expensive than normal Air Jordan 1s. It retailed for $190 instead of $160, and that's because of a lot of the premium materials used throughout the shoe, and in my opinion, it's 100% worth that price. In fact, I'd even pay resale for it. If you'd like to grab a pair of Union Los Angeles Air Jordan 1s for yourself, make sure to check out StockX. StockX in the link in the description below. So that pretty much wraps up the review for today. Now that you know how dope this pair of sneakers is, let's move on to how you can win a pair for yourself. Entering this giveaway is super easy, and it actually starts right now, and it ends on Friday, December 21st when we randomly select a winner. There are 5 steps that you need to follow in order to be eligible to win. The first is subscribing to my YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button down below if you haven't already. The second is to follow StockX on Instagram. The third is to subscribe to StockX on YouTube. The fourth is to download the StockX app. And the fifth and final is by commenting your size in the comment section down below. Each one of those steps and the links that you need to complete them are available in the description below. The winner will be randomly selected and announced on Friday, December 21st. So good luck to everybody who enters, and thank you to StockX for making this giveaway possible. But that pretty much wraps everything up. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe down below if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.